All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Microsoft Excel to create your regressions and to find your coefficient of determination. Now, one of the things I want to point out is this is, again, Microsoft Excel. I'm going to do a separate video for Google Docs because it is a little bit different. So in Microsoft Excel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my scatter plot. Notice it highlights all my data over here on the left. This is my scatter plot from step number 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this plus sign over here on the right. And I'm going to scroll down to where it says trend line. Now, I'm not going to just check this box. I'm going to click on this arrow and go to more options because that's going to be really important for me to do. Now, notice it gives me quite a few different options for different kinds of trend lines, as they call them. A better word, I think, would be regressions. And right now, I'm just going to use the one that's linear because that's always kind of our easiest. That's usually people's go-to. And what I want you guys to notice is down here at the bottom, if I want the equation, all I have to do is click right here that says Display Equation on Chart. And it gives me my equation over here. And the other thing I need is my coefficient of determination. Well, that is symbolized by r squared, so all I'm going to do is check that box. And so if you notice, it kind of puts it in a little bit of a bad spot for me. So I'm just going to move this equation and this r squared a little bit up here. So now, hopefully you guys notice, my equation for this linear equation is y equals 0.3117x. plus 0.8739. Now, that is my linear equation, and the coefficient of determination for this, my r squared, is 0.2837, which is about 28%. Now, we have to do 5 of these, so this is the first one. Well, I don't want to have all 5 of these on the same graph. That's just gonna kind of be awful. And so what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that, I'm just going to click on this line right here. Notice it kind of highlights it. And it pops up with that format trend line option or box over here on the right hand side, and I can actually click on these, and now that I've got these equations set up, I can actually kind of tinker with this and say, okay, let's look at the exponential. Well, the exponential here is 1.5093 times e to the 0.0997x, and the r squared is 0.2675. Well, if my linear was 0.2837, the linear is in fact a little bit better than the exponential in this case. Well, let's check a logarithmic. Logarithmic's a little bit better this time, 0.2908. Notice the equation is changing as well. And so all I have to do is, take these equations and these r squareds and put them on my other piece of paper. So there was the exponential, the linear, the logarithmic. So far, logarithmic is my best at about 29%. Let me go ahead and check polynomial of degree 2. That's a quadratic. Ooh, we're getting a little bit better. Notice again, this is a quadratic. X squared makes it quadratic. We're at about 30% now, 0.3058, so about 30%. And one more I'll check is power. That went back down. That's 0.277. So in this case, for my data, this quadratic regression is the best answer. And notice it's got kind of a slight U shape to it. It's curved downward. So this is, like I said, that's a negative up front. So like I said, the r squared here is biggest. So this is actually my best regression. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this graph with my parabola, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in my paper or on my poster. So the thing is, like I said, we need to have one of these graphs with our best trend line on it. So this is my best. It's going to go on the paper. Now, notice this 30% isn't all that strong, so not a lot of my data points are actually on this, but hopefully you guys will find one that works really well for you guys. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Let's see. All right. Hopefully this helps explain to you guys how to do regressions, and I hope this really gets you through this part of the project. Remember, again, it's a little bit different for Google Sheets, so if you do Google Sheets, try watching the other video. All right. Have a good day.